Namaskara and welcome back to Tax Talk by TNC Sridhar, the channel where we make tax simple, clear and easy for everyone to understand. Every year we hear one big word everywhere, that's budget. TV debates, social media posts, tax changes, price changes. What exactly is budget? What is the financial year and assessment year? And how does budget actually impact your tax planning? In today's episode, we will understand the budget 2026 in a very simple and practical way. What exactly is the budget? The budget is a financial statement of the government. It shows how much money the government is expected to earn and how much money it plans to spend, where the money will come from and where the money will go. In simple words, budget is the government's annual income and expenses plan. This includes spending on infrastructure, health, education, defense, welfare schemes and taxation policies. Why does the government present a budget every year? The government presents budget every year because economic conditions change, inflation and growth need adjustment, new schemes have to be introduced, old policies have to be reviewed. The budget helps the government to control spending, decide tax rates, boost economic growth, support citizens and business. That's why the union budget is presented once every year, usually on 1st February. This year, the budget is significant since the new Income Tax Act 2025 is to take effect from 1/4/2026. Now you must be wondering, why this Income Tax Act 2025? Actually, the Income Tax Act first was introduced somewhere in 1881, then it got changed to 1922, then it got further changed to 1961, and now it is 2025. See, what happens whenever any enactment is brought on which some taxes have to be levied, there is always a fight going on between the taxpayer and the department on the interpretation of the law. Each one tries to interpret in their own perspective. The taxpayer interprets in such a manner that he does not have to pay tax, and the government interprets in such a manner he has to levy the tax. So now what happens? Sometimes because of the words which are used, some unintended interpretations take place. This results into various litigations and then redefining the situation, and all those things come up. And very often some schemes have to be introduced, they have to be withdrawn because they are properly used or they outlived their purposes. All those things keep happening. So what happens after every time, just like spring cleaning, you need to arrive at a particular aspect and say, you have to, okay, why have such a long thing? Let us make it concise, understand the things and see that it is done in the best possible way. The earlier Income Tax Act 1961 had 298 sections numbered, but in effect, there were more than 800 sections because there were subsections, there were clauses, A, B, C, D and all those things were happening. So now this new Act 2025 has got only 537 sections. That is, they have abolished all the subsections in the sense which are renumbered by 1, 2, 3 and all those things. They have all removed that. They made all independent sections. And wherever possible, they have clubbed the provisions in such a manner in the form of table or charts together, clubbed them together so that the number of sections could be brought down without making any basic change in the structure of taxation. So, in other words, the new Income Tax Act 2025 has got less number of sections and less number of words. Number of words have come down to about 60% of what it was before. So the size of the act in written also becomes less. And then certain complicated words which were there, legal terms, have been simplified and simple language is used so that it is easily understandable. It doesn't guarantee that people will still understand. There could be some still interpretation, more litigations may come. That's a futuristic. But as of now, the government has thought of using a simple language so that a common man will understand and he will not have difficulty in paying the taxes. This is what is in short Income Tax Act 2025. which is going to come into effect from 1/4/2026. Now, the common term that is used is financial year versus assessment year. This is one of the most confusing concepts for a taxpayer. The financial year is a period in which you earn your income, that is from 1st April to 31st March next. The previous year is also referred as tax year. That is the year in which the income is earned, which will be taxed. That is tax year. The tax year is from 1st April to 31st March next, during which the income earned or received becomes subject matter of taxation. For example, income earned between 1st April 2025 and 31st March 2026. This is the financial year, which is also named as tax year. And once that year is over, you will be filing a return. You will be filing the statement of all the incomes you earned during that year, and that will become a subject matter of assessment by the department in the subsequent year. So, the year in which your income is assessed and taxed comes after the financial year. That is financial year 25-26, assessment year is 26-27. Simply remember, you can earn income in financial year and pay taxes in assessment year. Of course, during the year, you make payment of advance tax, TDS, etc., etc. That is pay as you earn schemes. But real liability starts at the assessment year. How the budget decisions impact your tax planning? The budget decisions directly affect income tax slabs. Deductions under section 80C, 80D, etc. These are deduction sections. Capital gain rules, GST rates, exemptions and rebates. Now, regarding GST, I'd like to add one small issue with that. The GST has been sent to GST Council. The GST Council decides about how the classifications have to take place, how those things will happen. But primarily, the Act is passed in the Parliament and the GST. So, rate changing and all will take place by unanimous decision of the GST Council. That's why GST as such is not much discussed in the budget. Even a small changes in the budget can increase your tax liability or give you tax saving opportunities. Because the government declares the various schemes where they want people to contribute, so as to give an incentive, the government may give some benefits attached to that. So, you have to plan your investments, then you have to choose the tax regime wisely, old regime or the new regime. You can toggle between the two, there is no difficulty, but that will be decided on the case to case basis. So, avoid last minute mistakes. Now, why common people should care about this budget? Many people think budget is only for CAs, big companies and economists, but really the budget impacts everyone. The salaried employees, business owners, investors, pensioners, students. The fuel prices, taxes, savings, investment, everything is connected to the budget. So, it's a simple explanation of budget of 2026. What a budget really means, why it is presented every year, and how it affects the tax planning. If you have any questions or doubts, drop your queries in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to Tax Talks by TNC Sridhar. In the next episode, we'll cover a topic many people ignore: tax treatment of losses. Can losses be adjusted against income? What losses can be carried forward? For how many years? And what mistakes can make you lose this benefit? Don't miss the next episode. See you next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Until then, stay aware, stay tax smart.